It is an election year, which means you can soon expect to be inundated with political ads on TV, online, on your socials. Now, this day and age, in a growing age of artificial intelligence and deepfakes, how do you know if you can trust those election videos? This could lead to breakthroughs in negative ads showing you something that may or may not have been said by a campaign competitor. Well, one such future campaigner, an Idaho lawmaker, she has an idea to protect such things from happening. Joe Paris has the details on a bill hoping to address a different form of an election integrity.
The Wild West of the internet isn't new. There's a lot out there. Technology, though, continues to evolve. The intersection of advancing technology and politics in an election year? Yeah, that's quite a crossroads.
Everybody's used to kind of some baloney flying around election season, right? And some misleading flyers. I think we're all acclimated to that and expect it to some extent.
House Minority Leader Alana Rubel is keeping a close eye on technologies and how they interact with political campaigning.
With the advent of AI and deepfakes, I think it's a qualitatively new level that we're going to be looking at heading into the future that really needs to be addressed.
If you aren't familiar with new technologies, it's fair to say that a kid with an iPhone could make some high-quality fakes. People saying things they never did, on video in high definition. The kid, great. Never mind a politician or political organization.
Your voice and your appearance and basically generate a video of you saying who knows what, saying, you know, I'm a communist or I like to molest children or who knows what. They could make that video so realistic that it would deceive anybody, that it would deceive your own family members.
It's an election year, so ahead of major campaigning, Rubel and Republican co-sponsor Bruce Skog have legislation to try and rein in fakes.
It basically says, if you're going to do this, disclose it. So you can still make these deep fakes. You can still make fake videos, fake audios, fake radio ads where you impersonate a person's voice and have them say things they never said, but you have to prominently disclose it so that the public knows that what they're seeing is not reality.
So why not just ban the use of AI and manipulation in campaign ads? Well, it's a complicated space.
There are a lot of First Amendment concerns. You know, generally we have to be very careful when we're regulating speech and expression. But if you do it in a manner that makes it okay as long as you disclose what you're doing, then I think you don't run afoul of the First Amendment.
The proposed law opens an avenue for media to be taken down if there is no disclaimer that footage and sound bites are altered.
You can sue, you can get an injunction, so you can block them from putting it out there. There's language in there encouraging the courts to take quick action because the speed is really an issue. Some of these things drop 3 or 4 days before the election, and you don't have time to put together an ad to counter it or to really get on air and reach all the people who were misled.
Okay, so about those disclaimers, acknowledging that a clip or speech has been altered, Rubel says they need to be very clear according to the law.
If it's a visual medium that you're seeing, if it's a video, then there has to be written disclosure very prominently displayed throughout the entire ad in large, clear, easy to read writing. If it's an audio, if it's on radio, then you need to have it clearly. It can't be one of those quick mumbly things you hear at the end of of pharmaceutical ads. It has to be very clearly spoken in a very audible volume at the beginning and at the end of the ad. And if the ad is longer than 2 minutes, then they also need to disclose in the middle in case somebody missed the disclaimer at the beginning and the end.
Rubel says this bill is a push for election integrity in the face of a new and easier to access technology.
I think it would really upend our elections and really undermine the integrity of our whole democratic republic and how people vote. So I think it's really important to get out ahead of that and make sure that what people are seeing is real.
So the next step for this legislation is to have some debate and maybe a vote, maybe next week, on this exact idea. And there is bipartisan support in the House and we believe the Senate. So good chance that we do see some movement on it. You have politicians who want to campaign but realize this is a major obstacle no matter what the political party is. And Brian, with campaigning basically already starting, I was curious if Rubel would maybe have one of those clauses at the end of her legislation that says, okay, if this gets signed by the governor, it needs to go into effect right away. Again,
emergency clause.
Emergency clause, yeah. She says that as of now, the law is supposed to go into effect on July 1st if it passes and all that, but she said she wouldn't be opposed if someone who wanted to change that and have it go into effect sooner.
So basically she wants to take deep fakes and make them not so deep when it comes to campaign ads.
Yeah, basically have someone acknowledge, hey, we faked this video. I don't know what that means in terms of strategy, where if I had Brian Holmes out here, I'm like, here's what Brian said, but he didn't really say it, then there's no value of it. But maybe that's the idea.
That's the whole point.
Take the power.
Thanks, Joe.